We got a wee featurette here. Softdash, Brooklyn's bumpers. It's a nice car. And you can just tell that it's everything clunks like it always used to. Properly. All of the doors. Really nice, great paint on this thing. Couldn't tell you what colour it is. Oh, there's a bag in there. I wonder if that's probably because it's diesel. Yeah, that's the big surprise. It's 300 TDI. Right, so I've got a couple of jobs to do here. One of which is the seat ECU failed on it. I took the switch out, took the switch home, stripped the switch down, checked all the continuity on the switch. Let me just take the switch right out again, because I started fitting it and thought, oh, this is just a ballsy. So on the back here, we've got 3 giant pins. Those are the feeds, and then each little nobule, each little shape there, is the back and the forth. So if I put the continuity from one pin, or well, one probe on the continuity tester from there to there, and then operate this switch, I should get continuity. So I'm able to test that each of these functions works exactly as it should do. And then when it comes to the buttons, the third one from the left, or the second one from the right, whichever way you want to look at it, the one I've got my finger on right now, that's the power. And then you've got buttons 1, 2 and 3 correspond directly with the buttons that are directly above. So button 1 is the green button, button 2 is the 1 button. And again, you can test continuity of the buttons, make sure that they are functioning. Switch housing made West Germany. I think it's reasonably common knowledge now these are a Mercedes switch. They're used in Mercedes as well, of an era. I couldn't tell you which one it was, but there you go. So that needs to go back in there, but the seat box is a bit tight against the cubby, so I thought, well, the seat needs to come out anyway. Which is fairly straightforward. So I'm going to use I think it's 3/16. So on Softdash, you've got 2 fixings at the front, exactly the same as you have on all of the other later Range Rovers. So the ones with the fixed seat box rather than the bolt-in seat box. These 2 fixings come out dead easily. And then what makes life dead easy with these is if that comes off, it is going to come off. It's a bit tight, that one, especially considering I've had it out recently. So I'm less cold today, much less cold. So we got up to the steady height of about 3 degrees today. Fucking hell. Now on the back of the seat there are 2 fixings. I've got one fixing there, and there's another fixing on the other seat. They're giant Torx fixings, so I need to go and find the correct Torx for that, and then I can get that undone. Then I can lift the seat off, then I can put the seat ECU in, then I can put the switch in, then I can put it all back together again. Oh yeah. Right, so these are the 2 big bastards that hold the seat to the back edge here. It means you don't have to slide the seat backwards and forwards in order to get the rear bolt out, and that's where the bolt goes through. That bracket there goes down here. Apologies for my voice today, by the way. My throat is honking. Right, T45 was the size. Undo seat belt. Should. Oh, there you go. Because then you sit and remove the seat from the vehicle. This makes life just that little bit easier. Right, seat belts on. Now you can go up here and look down, I guess. Let's take that out. Easily out. Oh, right. That's how easy it is to get the seat out. So the actual seat box itself is held on to the side with a couple of screws there, but underneath will be the loom, and that's the loom for it. It's obviously just trapped in there, isn't it? So let me just see if I can wiggle the cables through a tiny bit. Then I can attach the switches. There, that's already done that. The switch can go on. We'll work on the screws in a second. Let's get the bloody switch located and in. The usual amount of dog fluff and stuff in here. It's usual. They're all like it. Every bloody one of them. It will just be full of bits of dog fluff. A clip. What's that clip for? Yeah. Right. Now, switching a switch face. 3 connectors. Pop on. Doing this out of the seat is so much, with the seat out, it's so much bloody easier. It really is. And as you've seen, it's a couple of minutes to get the seat out, so it's really not the end of the world. And then that can go on. Right, and then the switch itself goes down into the housing. There's 2 plugs, which is good. Then I need to go find some screws. I think those ones are too small, because it needs quite a big. The screws that I thought it was are these tiny little things here, and I think it needs something like that, but that's just too fat a screw for it. Right, we're sure to find something in here. Just show you what it is I'm talking about. So when you look in here, you can see the edge of the switch. Then up here on the tip of my finger is where a screw holds that switch in, and there's one down there as well. And they go into the plastic body. Holds that in nicely, great. And this one goes in, holds that in. Right, now on the outside of the box there's like a largely useless kind of dust shield, which just sits over the tops of the switches. I say largely useless because, as you've seen, the thing is full of dust. So that goes on there, and then the cover goes over the top. Thus, and clicks into place. I think, yes it does. There's one lug missing off the corner there, and then we get the buttons go back on. All nice and positive. Great. Okay, let's get the ECU next. You send in your ECU. And this one definitely had burnt tracks, because I took the cover off it before I sent it, and there was, yeah, really obvious that the tracks were burnt. So it's now got a warranty protection sticker on it. So we'll pile this now back in. Now on the back here, obviously on the underside of the seat, we have got here ECU sits in a slot on this side. It says it's a slot on this side, you can't actually bloody see it. There's a slot on this side. Okay, and there's a lug on this side. This little turnkey thing that holds everything in place. In theory. There we are, it does now. Right, so the ECU's fixed into place. Then all I really need to do is to connect up the cables. Those are the 2 cables that connect down to the floor. That connects on there. That one connects up to there. That one connects up to the seat switch. Should do. Can you imagine doing this with a seat in the car? It'd just be a fucking ball's ache, really. It's a ball's ache with the fucking seat out of the car. Right, okay, that goes in. Click. Nicely done. Now, the only thing perhaps I might want to do here is route that so it goes underneath there to hold it up nice and tight. And then we've got the two connectors, three connectors, which are for the heated seats, which probably doesn't work because they never fucking do, which is that one, and the electrics for the ECU, which is that one. That's easy enough, isn't it? Right, let me go and pop this thing back in again and we'll see if it works. Right, seats in, electrics are connected. Before we bolt it back down again, let me check it works. So, how can we do this? We can do it with a clonk, 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 can't we? I can hold the tripod. So ignition in, position 1. Oh, that's good news, isn't it? Yeah, all seat functions work. Okay, that's a good job then, Peter from Middlesbrough. Well done. One seat ECU fixed. Now, because the seat is right back at the moment, I'm going to start by fixing the front mountings, because it will hold the seat roughly in the right sort of position until I can I'm not going to tighten them right up because I'll tighten them in a second, but let's wobble, seat back forwards. I can show you these fixings on the back of the seat then. Mustn't forget the seat belt. If I can do the seat belt now. Right, there's the seat back forwards. Seat belt. There's usually an anti-rattle washer under these seatbelt fixings, but it's only really to stop them rattling rather than the safety function. Just need to make sure that I do this up tightly. And the seatbelt still rotates, it does. Right, that's good. Now, we come on the back for now. If I lower you down, so there's one fixing. Straight in, no pissing around. Lovely. And let's do this fixing as well. So the other fixing is right down here. See how much easier that is. So if you found some seats for a hard dash and you wanted to bolt them straight into your soft dash, no, I don't think so. If you found some seats for your soft dash seats and you want to put them in your hard dash, no. However, I'd imagine that if you dismantled the runners, the seat backs, etc., are all going to be exactly the same. Right. So that should now be all back together again. I need to do the front bolts up tight because I haven't yet. Oh. Right, you come out. There goes stream. Right, seat back. These two, ignition off now. I can do these two at the front up now. And there, perfect. Danny McFucking Dumbface. One job done.